Okay, let's just state it plainly. We are living through one of the most defining technological races in history. And this isn't just about who can build the smartest algorithm. No, it's a battle for the future. We're talking about a competition that's going to reshape our economy, our security, our entire daily lives.
We're at a huge inflection point right now. If you look back for centuries, big technological revolutions have always accelerated global growth. Think about the printing press, the steam engine, the internet. Each one made that growth curve a little steeper. Well, AI is poised to be the next massive vertical leap, and it's going to reshape our world in ways we're only just starting to wrap our heads around.
So, to break this all down, here's what we're going to do. We'll kick things off with the new tech revolution and meet the key players. Then we'll put their star products, Gemini and Copilot, head to head. After that, we're diving into the crucial rulebook that's being written for AI safety, before finally zooming out to see how this whole thing is playing out in the global race for dominance. All right, let's meet the contenders. In one corner, you've got Google, a longtime heavyweight in AI research. And in the other, you've got Microsoft, which is absolutely supercharged by its deep partnership with the disruptive force that is OpenAI. These are the titans, and they are battling it out for the top spot. And believe me, the stakes here are incredibly high. These companies are pouring billions, and I mean billions, into research, into acquisitions, into infrastructure. It's creating this fierce cycle of innovation. And as they compete, the entire tech landscape is being redrawn right before our eyes, in real time. So let's get into the first lap of this race, a direct comparison of the flagship products. We have Google's Gemini facing off against Microsoft's Copilot, which, remember, is powered by OpenAI's tech. So how do they really stack up against each other? They have fundamentally different personalities. It's fascinating. Gemini is kind of like the brilliant, hyper-technical scientist. It digs deep, gives you incredibly accurate, data-rich answers. But yeah, it can sometimes feel a bit dense for a casual user. Copilot, on the other hand, is the friendly conversational guide. It's designed to be super user-friendly, and it helps you explore topics with these follow-up questions. The catch? Well, its reasoning can sometimes feel a little more surface level. And here's how those different personalities really play out. When you ask about climate change, Gemini just dives right in, referencing specific IPCC data, explaining complex ideas like carbon feedback loops. You can even give it raw data, and boom, it'll generate a chart for you. Copilot, meanwhile, is fantastic at making learning interactive. It uses those follow-up questions to gently guide your curiosity. It's a classic battle, really. Pure depth versus a great user experience. But here's the thing, whether the winning approach is deep and technical or broad and accessible, both are moving at an incredible speed. And that speed is forcing a much, much bigger conversation. Because this race isn't just about building the most powerful engine, it's about who gets to write the rules of the road. This quote from Microsoft's Brad Smith just nails it. It perfectly captures the core challenge and completely shifts the conversation. The question isn't about what computers can do anymore. It's about responsibility, it's about ethics, and it's about making sure human values are what's guiding AI's development. So the crucial point here is accountability. That's the key word. The ultimate goal is to build guardrails that keep these powerful systems firmly under human control. Because tech companies and governments actually agree on one thing. No technology should ever be above the law. The real trick, of course, is figuring out what those laws should actually look like. So what does a concrete proposal actually look like? Well, Microsoft has put forward a 5-point blueprint for AI governance, and it gives us a pretty good glimpse into what these guardrails could look like in practice. Okay, so the plan is pretty comprehensive. First, implement existing government safety frameworks. Second, and this one is absolutely critical, require safety breaks, fail-safes for any AI that controls crucial systems like the power grid or the water supply. Third, create new laws that actually understand the different layers of AI technology. Fourth, promote transparency so the public and academics know what's going on. And fifth, get the public and private sectors to partner up and tackle the big challenges together. Now, a key concept in this whole blueprint is something they're calling KY3C. It's actually adapted from the banking industry's Know Your Customer rules, the ones used to prevent financial crime. For AI, this means knowing your cloud, your customer, and your content. It's all about creating clear lines of accountability and making sure everyone knows who's creating what and who's using these powerful tools. All right, let's zoom out because this isn't just a race between a few companies in Silicon Valley. Nope. This is a global competition with enormous geopolitical stakes. The finish line here isn't just about market share, it's about shaping the future on a global scale.
So if we look at a hypothetical scoreboard from Q2 2025, you really get a sense of the scale of this competition. Google's parent company Alphabet is pulling in massive revenue, and its AI-heavy cloud segment is growing at 30% year over year. Microsoft isn't far behind, with its Azure AI services also seeing huge growth. And while OpenAI is private, its models are basically setting the industry standard. What's really interesting, though, is that when it comes to consumer trust, the established brands like Google and Microsoft still have a clear edge.
But this is definitely not just an American race. While North America is currently leading in AI investment, you can see that Europe and the Asia-Pacific region are not just standing on the sidelines. They are pouring resources into R&D and are rapidly closing the gap, making this a truly global competition. And this is really why it all matters so much. The nation or the region that leads in AI is going to have a profound advantage. It will influence everything from economic strength and military capability to its overall influence on the world stage. Let's be clear, AI leadership is fast becoming synonymous with global leadership.
So that leaves us with one final crucial question. In this high-stakes race, what really defines a winner? Is it the company that gets to the finish line the fastest with the most powerful model? Or is it the one that builds the safest and most responsible system? Or maybe it's the one that creates the most open and accessible technology for everyone. That right there is the question that's going to define the next chapter of our world.